Dengan izin Yang Arif, persidangan mahkamah pada hari ini dijalankan secara sidang video atas persetujuan semua pihak berikutan Perintah Kawalan Pergerakan Bersyarat yang berkuat kuasa sehingga 14 April 2021. Hakim yang bersidang pada hari ini adalah Yang Arif Hakim Datuk Noorin Binti Badaruddin. Petisyen untuk terima masuk sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara di Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya. Pempetisyen Pertama 18-261-02/2020. Sherina Kaur, anak perempuan James Singh.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Sherina Kaur, anak perempuan James Singh, Pempetisyen Pertama.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, Sanjeev Pal Singh Yang Arif mewakili Pempetisyen Pertama Sherina Kaur, anak perempuan James Singh pada pagi ini. Yang Arif.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Muhammad Farid bagi Peguam Negara Malaysia.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, K. Selvi bagi pihak Majlis Peguam.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, Lo Zikan, Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur, mewakili Jawatan Kuasa Kuala Lumpur dan menyebut bagi pihak Jawatan Kuasa Selangor. Yang Arif.
Izin Yang Arif. Yang Arif, rakan-rakan bijaksana saya pagi ini yang masing-masing mewakili Yang Berbahagia, Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan bagi Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur serta Selangor yang telah pun memperkenalkan diri mereka sebelum ini, Arif. Dengan izin Arif, saya ingin memohon kebenaran Mahkamah Yang Mulia ini untuk meneruskan hujah saya dalam bahasa Inggeris. Arif. Yang Arif, I think the mic, right?
Dipersilakan Encik Sanjeev Pal.
Much obliged, my lady. My lady, please allow me to present your humble petitioner, Sherina Kaur, anak perempuan James Singh, this morning. Your petitioner was born on the 25th of May 1994 in Klang and is the youngest of 3 siblings in the family. Your petitioner read law at the University of Liverpool in the United Kingdom, where she graduated with a second-class honor upper division. Upon completing her degree, your petitioner worked as a paralegal before embarking on her journey to pursue her certificate of legal practice, also known as the CLP, at the Brickfields Asia College. The journey in completing your petitioner's CLP was a rather challenging one. However, she tenaciously strived on, and with the constant love and support and encouragement from her family and friends, your petitioner successfully completed her CLP in the year 2019. Upon completion of her studies, your petitioner then commenced her pupillage at Harjit Sandhu I and Associates, Advocates and Solicitors, under the tutelage of my learned friend, Mr. Harjit Singh Sandhu. It was only a month, I'm informed, Yang Arif, into her pupillage when the country came under a total lockdown due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, your petitioner made the best out of the situation and completed her pupillage successfully. My lady, today on this historic day, your petitioner wishes to take this opportunity to express her utmost gratitude to a number of people who deserve to be mentioned here. Firstly, she would like to thank her father, Jameer Singh, and her mother, Gunwant Kaur, for their endless support, encouragement, and in always believing in her. No words are expressing your petitioner's gratitude to her parents for their love and their sacrifices. Your petitioner would also like to thank her sisters, Belinda Kaur and Delvina Kaur, for always loving, guiding, and sharing valuable lessons and experiences from their individual journeys with her, and which they continue to do so. Your petitioner would also like to take this opportunity to thank Deeban Tejvinder for their guidance and unwavering support throughout the years. Your petitioner would like to thank her pupil master and my learned friend, Mr. Harjit Singh Sandhu, for providing her with the opportunities and guidance throughout her pupillage, and for enabling her to observe the great art of advocacy and persuasion that she learned while reading law, which came to life. Your petitioner would like to thank Mr. Pranjit Singh, a fellow partner at Harjit Sandhu One and Associates, for providing her with invaluable advice in regards to the realities of a legal profession and the journey ahead. She would like to thank him for his time, his patience in guiding your petitioner, which enabled your petitioner to obtain a conducive learning during her time at the firm. My lady, your petitioner would like to thank Lina Cho Hana Malapan for being her pillar of strength in her journey throughout law school. She has been at the petitioner's side in the most difficult of times, and she has constantly supported your petitioner. Moving on, my lady, your petitioner would also like to thank her friends, Ashwanti, Karishma, Pia, and Sundra, who stood by her in the good and bad times. Your petition is also extremely grateful to me, her mover this morning, Sanjeev Pal Singh, and has kindly agreed to take this opportunity to move her call. And I'm also grateful to her for allowing me to do so. And this is a historic event whereby we are conducting this by way of Zoom, which I must confess is the first for me, my lady. These are truly futuristic times for us. Finally, your petitioner would like to thank all her colleagues as Mrs. Harjit Sandhu One Associates for making her experience there a memorable one, and for the endless assistance and guidance they have given her. My lady, I believe your petitioner is a fit and proper person under the Legal Profession Act of 1976 to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of this honorable court. I also believe that all your petitioner's papers are in order, and that my learned friends from the Attorney General's Chambers, the Bar Council, and the Kuala Lumpur and Selangor Bar Committees, respectively, have no objections to this motion. Oleh yang demikian, saya dengan rendah diri memohon kepada Mahkamah yang mulia ini untuk Pempetisyen Sherina Kaur anak perempuan Jameer Singh diterima masuk dan didaftaraikan sebagai seorang Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Tiada bantahan ya, Arif?
Tiada bantahan Yang Arif.
Tiada bantahan Yang Arif.
Boleh dengar saya?
Boleh pun.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright.
Clear.
Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan pempetisyen dan menerima masuk Sherina Kaur anak perempuan Jameer Singh sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya, dan juga memerintahkan nama Sherina Kaur anak perempuan Jameer Singh dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
That's right, Pak Lady.
Saya tanda tangan.
Yang Arif,
Ya?
izinkan saya memohon kebenaran Mahkamah yang mulia ini untuk Pempetisyen Sherina Kaur anak perempuan Jameer Singh untuk menjumpa dirinya sendiri pagi ini.
Dipersilakan. Congratulations.
I am much obliged.
Thank you.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Pempetisyen kedua ya. 18297-02/2020 Nur Syahira binti Mat Syari.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Nur Syahira binti Mat Syari, pempetisyen kedua.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Khairul bin Mukhtar, Peguam pengusul yang hadir bagi pihak Pempetisyen yang bernama Nur Syahira binti Mat Syari. Bersama saya pagi yang mulia ini ialah wakil-wakil dari Jabatan Peguam Negara, Majlis Peguam dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur bagi pihak Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Selangor seperti mana yang telah diperkenalkan sebentar tadi, Ya Arif. Ya Arif, sebelum saya mengusulkan pendengaran permohonan Pempetisyen untuk diterima masuk sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya, izinkan saya, Ya Arif, untuk memperkenalkan latar belakang Pempetisyen terlebih dahulu, Ya Arif. Ya Arif, Pempetisyen Nur Syahira binti Mat Syari telah dilahirkan pada 1 Mac tahun 1995 di Kota Baru, Kelantan. Pempetisyen merupakan anak keempat daripada 6 orang adik-beradik kepada pasangan Encik Mat Syari bin Mahmud dan Puan Zainul binti Bakar. Ya Arif, Pempetisyen telah melanjutkan pengajiannya dalam bidang asasi undang-undang di Pusat Asasi Universiti Islam Antarabangsa Malaysia pada tahun 2013. Dan seterusnya beliau menamatkan pelajaran ke peringkat ijazah sarjana muda undang-undang di Universiti Islam Antarabangsa Malaysia Gombak pada Februari tahun 2019 dan telah dianugerahkan ijazah sarjana muda undang-undang kepujian. Setelah menamatkan pengajian di UIM, Pempetisyen telah menjalani latihan dalam kamar di Tetuan Asyah dan Isam di Bandar Baru Bangis, Selangor di bawah seliaan dan bimbingan pengajarnya iaitu Encik Ahmad Ziadi bin Zaidun. Ya Arif, pada hari yang bersejarah ini, Ya Arif, Pempetisyen melafazkan rasa kesyukuran kehadrat Ilahi kerana tanpa izinnya Pempetisyen tidak mungkin akan sampai ke tahap ini. Di kesempatan ini juga Pempetisyen merakamkan penghargaan yang tidak berbelah bagi kepada seluruh keluarga Pempetisyen, terutamanya ayahanda dan bonda, termasuk adik-beradik serta ipar duainya yang tercinta. Ya Arif, ayahanda dan bonda Pempetisyen telah banyak berkorban masa, tenaga dan wang ringgit sepanjang usaha Pempetisyen mengejar impian untuk bergelar seorang peguam yang tidak mungkin dapat dibalas oleh Pempetisyen. Pempetisyen berdoa semoga ayahanda dan bondanya dikurniakan kesembuhan dari apa jua penyakit, diberikan kesihatan yang baik serta dipanjangkan umur dalam redha ilahi agar kekal menjadi tulang belakang juga pembakar semangat buat Pempetisyen untuk terus berjaya. Ya Arif, seterusnya Pempetisyen dengan rendah diri mengucapkan jutaan terima kasih kepada pengajarnya iaitu Encik Ahmad Ziadi serta Encik Zakwan, Puan Fatimah, Encik Amirul, Encik Izzuan, Puan Fazrin dan juga barisan peguam di Tetuan Asyah dan Isam yang telah banyak memberikan peluang, ruang, ilmu, tunjuk ajar dan kesabaran yang tinggi dalam membimbing Pempetisyen selain memberi motivasi dan semangat kepada Pempetisyen sepanjang menjalani latihan dalam kamar. Tidak dilupakan juga setinggi-tinggi penghargaan diucapkan kepada seluruh warga Tetuan Asyah dan Isam yang telah menjadi sebahagian daripada keluarga Pempetisyen sehingga kini. Doa Pempetisyen semoga setiap satu kebaikan yang telah ditonjolkan oleh semua Allah gandakan dengan rezeki yang melimpah ruah dan pahala yang tiada penghujungnya. Setinggi-tinggi penghargaan juga diucapkan kepada sahabat-sahabat karib Pempetisyen yang sentiasa ada untuk berkongsi rasa dan memberikan semangat untuk Pempetisyen, terutama sekali Khadijah, Amirah, Amalina dan juga Sakinah agar terus memberikan yang terbaik serta saling menyokong antara satu sama lain dalam perjalanan ini. Ya Arif, Pempetisyen pada hari ini lahir dalam generasi peguam di mana pandemik COVID-19 sedang melanda di seluruh dunia. Hikmah di atas kejadian tersebut telah menyaksikan satu revolusi di dalam amalan kehakiman dan juga guaman, yang mana telah memperluaskan pendengaran atas talian sama ada secara e-review, email, Zoom dan sebagainya. Pempetisyen berharap agar amalan pendengaran atas talian akan diteruskan seterusnya bagi situasi kes-kes yang tertentu kerana ia dapat memudahkan, menjimatkan masa dan kos pihak-pihak. Ya Arif, saya percaya bahawa pempetisyen adalah seorang yang layak untuk diterima sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara menurut Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976 dan bahawasanya semua surat cara pempetisyen adalah sempurna dan teratur. Saya percaya bahawa rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang mewakili badan-badan yang berkenaan juga tiada sebarang bantahan. Oleh yang demikian, Ya Arif, saya dengan rendah diri memohon satu perintah agar pempetisyen Nur Syahira binti Mak Syari diterima masuk dan didaftaraikan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya. Ya Arif. Jadi saya mohon satu perintah seperti yang dipohon, Ya Arif.
Ada bantahannya dari semua pihak?
Ada bantahannya, Arif?
Tiada bantahan, Yang Arif.
Encik Muhammad Farid? Tiada bantahannya?
Tiada bantahan, Ya Arif.
Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan pempetisyen Nur Syahira binti Mat Syari dan menerima masuk Nur Syahira binti Mat Syari sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya dan juga memerintahkan nama Nur Syahira binti Mat Syari dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Terima kasih, Ya Arif. Dengan izin Ya Arif, saya memohon pempetisyen untuk menyarungkan jubah ke dirinya sendiri.
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih, Yang Arif.
Terima kasih, Ya Arif.
Petisyen ketiga, Ya Arif. 18-425-03/2020 Teh Jia Yu.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Teh Jia Yu, pempetisyen ketiga.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Yau Kian Fat, Peguam pengusul yang mewakili pempetisyen ketiga, Teh Jia Yu. Dan rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang mewakili Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Peguam Malaysia yang telah diperkenalkan kepada Yang Arif sebelum ini. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya memohon kebenaran Mahkamah Yang Mulia ini untuk meneruskan hujaan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Ya.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. My lady, allow me to introduce your petitioner, Teh Ya Jun. The petitioner was born in Penang in 1995 and is the eldest child of Mr. Teh Eng Ho and Madam Lim Siu Gek. The petitioner graduated from Chung Ling Butterworth High School with straight A's and proceeded to study for the A-levels examination in Sunway College, where she scored 4 A's. In 2015, the petitioner was awarded the JPA scholarship to read law at London School of Economics and Political Science, to which she graduated with a second class honours upper division in 2018. During her undergraduate studies, the petitioner developed her passion in law and decided to sit for the certificate in legal practice with the view of eventually practicing as an advocate and solicitor in Malaysia. In March 2020, the petitioner joined Masa's law partnership under the tutelage of my learned friend, Mr. Swaran Singh Sidhu, where she had the chance to apply the knowledge acquired during her academic years into practice. She realized that the practice of law demands rigorous hard work, dedication, and utmost importantly, an insatiable passion for it, which she witnessed in abundance in her master, who has been in active practice since 1999. The petitioner is indebted to her master for all the valuable guidance given to her throughout her pupillage, be it constructive criticism on her work or life advice. My lady, on this honorable day, the petitioner wishes to express her utmost gratitude to her parents, as well as her brother, Teh Yu Zuan, for their unwavering love and support, without which she would not have gotten to where she is today. The petitioner is also grateful to all the sacrifices they have made and all the important values in life that the parents have instilled in her, especially in kindness and perseverance. The petitioner would also like to record her appreciation and gratitude to the other partners of Massa's Law Partnership, Mr. Brian Law, Madam Chia Chiu Lan, and Ms. Nimisha Jaya Gopi, for all the opportunities, training, and advice given to your petitioner, as well as sharing with her all the interesting stories that occurred during their years of practice. As for the journey ahead, the petitioner would like to express her gratitude to Mr. Raphael Tay, as she is excited to learn more about her corporate and commercial work and to expand her legal expertise under his tutelage. My lady, the petitioner would also like to thank her colleague, Remy, for their mentoring during her pupillage, not to mention Yunjin, Hui, Melvin, who did not hesitate to share with the petitioner their valuable insights in the legal practice. The petitioner would not forget all the late night sharing sessions in the firm after long days of work. Of course, the petitioner's pupillage journey would not have been dull without the pupil and paralegal mates, Hao Ying, Shivani, Kat, Sumi, and Aliyah. The petitioner would like to take this opportunity to specially thank them for their camaraderie that made her pupillage a fun and less daunting journey. Last but not least, your petitioner wishes to give a special thank you to all her friends from high school, college, and university for always being there for the petitioner through her ups and downs in life. Yarif, I believe that your petitioner is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of this honorable court. I believe that all the petitioner's papers are in order and there is no objection from the respective bodies to this petition. Oleh yang demikian, Ya Arif, saya dengan rendah diri memohon supaya Pempetisyen T. Jiayu didaftaraikan dan diterima masuk sebagai seorang peguam cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Tiada bantahan, Ya Arif.
Ada bantahan Yang Arif?
Ada bantahan Yang Arif.
Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan Pempetisyen dan menerima masuk T. Jiayu sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya dan juga memerintahkan nama T. Jiayu dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Ya Arif, saya memohon kebenaran Mahkamah Ya Arif untuk supaya Pempetisyen menjumpa diri sendiri.
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih, Ya Arif.
Thank you.
Pempetisyen keempat, Ya Arif. 18-610-05/2020 Shira Chua Tianjing.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Shira Chua Tianjing, Pempetisyen keempat.
Yes.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Alvin Ho, hadir bagi pihak Pempetisyen Shira Chua Tianjing pada hari ini. Rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang masing-masing mewakili yang berbahagia Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur itu telah pun diperkenalkan awal tadi. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya dengan rendah diri memohon kebenaran untuk meneruskan prosiding dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Yes.
My lady, I have the pleasure of introducing the petitioner, Shira Chua Tianjing, to this honorable court. The petitioner is the second of three children of Mr. Chua Su Ping and Miss Celine Ng Swat Hun. I'm sure that they are beaming with pride as they witness these admission proceedings from behind the computer screen. The petitioner enrolled to read law at Brickfields Asia College and ultimately completed her law studies at the University of Liverpool, graduating in 2018 with honours in first class. Upon returning to Malaysian shores, the petitioner read for and passed the certificate in legal practice. And then in May 2020, the petitioner obtained a spot to read in the chambers of Miss Ui B. Hong, a partner at Messrs. Rosli Dahlan and Sarabana Partnership. Whilst under Miss Ui's tutelage and the guidance of other partners at the firm, the petitioner was exposed to corporate law practice. And despite the steep learning curve and challenges, the petitioner informs me that she enjoyed her pupillage tremendously. I am informed by the petitioner that Miss Ui has unrelenting standards, and in this course of 9 months had instilled a sense of hard work, meticulous, and a never give up attitude. That's something that we all need in practice these days, my lady. In the petitioner's journey in law, right up to the doors of your ladyship's court, the petitioner would like to thank her friends and family for their unwavering support and help, without which the petitioner claims her sanity would have been affected. Her heartfelt thanks and gratitude in particular go out to the following persons. The petitioner's father, Mr. Chua Su Peng, for all the love and joy showered on her. The petitioner's mother, Madam Celine Ng, for being a source of comfort and for the sacrifice, selflessness, and boundless love throughout her highs and lows. Her siblings, Stephen and Andy, for their trust and support, and all her colleagues turned friends, in particular, Miss Annabelle. My lady, I verily believe that the petitioner is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya. I believe all her papers are in order, and that my learned friends from the Attorney General's Chambers, the Bar Council, and the Kuala Lumpur Bar Committee respectively have no objections to the petition. Maka dengan izin Yang Arif, saya dengan rendah diri memohon agar pempetisyen diterima masuk dan didaftarai sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Kuala.
Tiada bantahan ya Arif.
Tiada bantahan Yang Arif.
Tiada bantahan Yang Arif.
Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan pempetisyen Shira Chua Tian Jing sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya dan juga memerintahkan nama Shira Chua Tian Jing dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya pohon kebenaran daripada Mahkamah Mulia ini supaya pempetisyen menyarungkan jubahnya sendiri.
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Much obliged, my lady.
Pempetisyen kelima 18-609-05/2020 Ilani Binti Mazlan.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Ilani Binti Mazlan, pempetisyen kelima.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya sekali lagi hadir bagi pihak pempetisyen, iaitu Cik Ilani Binti Mazlan pada pagi ini. Rakan-rakan bijaksana yang masing-masing hadir bagi pihak Jabatan Peguam Negara, Majlis Peguam dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur telah pun diperkenalkan sebentar tadi. Sekali lagi saya memohon kebenaran Yang Arif untuk meneruskan prosiding ini dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Yes.
Much obliged, my lady. With your ladyship's leave, I crave leave to introduce the petitioner to your ladyship. Born on the 17th of July 1995, the petitioner is the eldest child of Encik Mazlan PD Abdul Karim and Puan Nur Ain Ishak. The petitioner had read law at the University of Warwick in the United Kingdom on a JPA Mara scholarship, and she is in fact the first in the family to pursue law. During her legal studies at Warwick University, the petitioner elected to read international law, refugee and asylum law, and climate change law. I'm sure that your ladyship will agree with me that these are electives which are apt to the issues affecting the world today. The petitioner informs me that she wanted to pursue law as she was interested in the interplay between society and law. In particular, she was intrigued by how society shapes the law and vice versa, how the law will shape society. Now, upon graduating with second-class upper honors from Warwick University, the petitioner read for and passed the Certificate of Legal Practice in 2019. Having obtained a spot to read in the chambers of Datuk DP Naban, She was then exposed to a wide variety of litigation matters, and Datuk Naban, being her pupil master, would have instilled core values vital to the practice of an advocate and solicitor, namely integrity, hard work, humility, and determination. The petitioner has a long list of people whom she would like to thank. However, I think it is apt that I trim it down somewhat. The people that are important to thank are as follows. The petitioner's parents and siblings, with special mention to her mother, whose love, encouragement, and faith has carried the petitioner across the finish line today. The petitioner's pupil master, Datuk DP Naban, and partners of Messrs. Rosli Dahlan Sarabana Partnership. And finally, the petitioner's fellow pupils and friends. I believe the petitioner's papers are in order, and I verily believe that she is a fit and proper person to be admitted as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya. I humbly pray that the petitioner be so admitted. Maka dengan izin Yang Arif, saya memohon supaya Cik Ilani Binti Mazlan diterima dan didaftaraikan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya seperti yang dipohon.
Tiada bantahan, Yang Arif.
Ada bantahan Yang Arif?
Ada bantahan Yang Arif.
Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan Pempetisyen Ilani Binti Mazlan dan menerima masuk Ilani Binti Mazlan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya dan juga memerintahkan nama Ilani Binti Mazlan dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. Saya memohon kebenaran Yang Arif supaya Pempetisyen menyarungkan jubahnya sendiri.
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Congratulations.
Much obliged.
Petisyen ke-6 18-707-06/2020 Nur Hanina binti Muhammad Azham.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Nur Hanina binti Muhammad Azham, Pempetisyen ke-6.
Ya.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Alvin O sekali lagi hadir bagi pihak Pempetisyen ke-6, iaitu Cik Nur Hanina binti Muhammad Azham pada pagi ini. Rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang masing-masing mewakili Jabatan Peguam Negara, Majlis Peguam dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur telah pun diperkenalkan sebentar tadi. Saya memohon kebenaran Yang Arif untuk meneruskan prosiding ini dalam bahasa Inggeris, Yang Arif.
Yes.
With your ladyship's leave, I would like to introduce the petitioner to this honourable court. Born on 18th July 1995, the petitioner is the second child of Encik Muhammad Azam Muhammad Noor and Puan Noor Shahim Abdul Hamid. Now, prior to retiring, I am informed that Encik Muhammad Azam and Puan Noor were in the field of finance. Now, petitioner read law at the University of Warwick, United Kingdom, on a JPA Mara scholarship as well. She is also the first in the family to read law, whereas her sisters are in the fields of medicine and engineering. So she hails from a family of professionals, my lady. At Warwick University, the petitioner elected to read international law, refugee and asylum law, Islamic law, and family law. And I'm sure your ladyship will agree also that these are electives that are pertinent to current global issues. The petitioner informs me that she wanted to pursue law. She was interested in how society functions with the legal framework or within the legal framework. And she graduated from Warwick University with second-class upper honours. Later, she read for and passed the certificate in legal practice in 2019, my lady. My lady, the petitioner would like to thank a long list of people, my lady. However, I think again it will be apt for me to trim it down somewhat. She would like to thank Datuk DP Naban, Mr. S. Saravana Kumar for all the knowledge, guidance, and understanding that they have shown to the petitioner. And it's a privilege for the petitioner to be able to learn from the best. To her parents and sisters for their unconditional love, unwavering support, and encouragement, the petitioner dedicates the day to her family, as without them, the petitioner would not be where she is today. To her friends, Mira, Lani, and Iman, she considers her friendships as one of the biggest blessings in life. And finally, to the fellow pupils and the tax team at the firm, they have become the petitioner's support system while going through pupillage. And lastly, the petitioner would like to express her gratitude to all her childhood friends who are currently watching right now, despite their busy schedule. My lady, I believe the petitioner's course papers are in order, and I verily believe that she's a fit and proper person to be admitted as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya. I humbly pray that the petitioner be so admitted. So maka dengan izin Yang Arif, saya pemohon supaya pempetisyen diterima dan didaftaraikan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya seperti yang dipohon.
Tiada bantahan Yang Arif.
Ada bantahan Yang Arif?
Ada bantahan Yang Arif.
Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan pempetisyen dan menerima masuk Noorhanina binti Muhammad Azham sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya, dan juga memerintahkan nama Noorhanina binti Muhammad Azham dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. Saya pohon kebenaran Yang Arif supaya pempetisyen menyarungkan jubahnya dengan sendiri.
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Congratulations.
Much obliged Yang Arif.
Petisyen ke-7 18-741-06/2020 Rachel Tam Ziwen.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Rachel Tam Siwen, pempetisyen ke-7.
Ya.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya S. Saravana Kumar dan saya adalah peguam pengusul yang mewakili pempetisyen yang ke-7. Rakan-rakan saya daripada Majlis Peguam, Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur dan Peguam Negara telah pun diperkenalkan terlebih dahulu. Yang Arif, saya memohon izin Yang Arif untuk menyambung dalam bahasa Inggeris Yang Arif.
Yes.
Thank you, my lady. My lady, the petitioner hails from the Queen town of Titi from Negeri Sembilan. For those who are not familiar with Titi, Titi is nearby Jelebu, district of Jelebu, Negeri Sembilan. I come from Negeri Sembilan as well, so it's a privilege for me to move the call of a fellow girl from my home state. Yang Arif, the petitioner comes from a very humble family. Father, Mr. Tam Fuk Choi, is a technician who runs a motorcycle repair shop in Titi. Her mother is a tutor, and petitioner read the London External Law degree, first year at a private college, and the second and third year on her own. She studied her law degree second and third year on her own. She also passed, eventually she passed with a second class law degree. Then she pursued the CLP, which she also studied on her own and passed the CLP exams, and then decided that she will go and read in the chambers of my learned friend and dear friend, Mr. Rishikeshi Singham, at his firm, Mrs. Rishi and Partners. My lady, the petitioner wrote in a note to me. I asked her to give me some introduction as what prompted her to read law. And she said that at first she was lost as to direction as what she wants to do, but her parents encouraged her to read law, and she was also quite keen to pursue law. But given that her background education was in a Chinese primary and secondary school, the English language was indeed a barrier for her in the beginning. And despite being discouraged by some people in college and so on that her language could be a barrier, she decided to say no to them, ignore the naysayers, and embarked on a journey into the legal world. And hence why the petitioner decided to read law in her second and third year on her own, and thought that she will prove them wrong. And I think this is a virtue that all of us must emulate, not to give up, especially if one wants to get into court and litigate matters. Sometimes you may get cut short by judge, but there we are. We have to persuade judge that we still have a point to make and never give up so easily in life. And I think that is a virtue that the petitioner has demonstrated, and I hope she continues to hold to that particular virtue as she progresses in this noble profession. My lady, the petitioner would like to take this opportunity to thank her parents because both of them only had primary and secondary education, and yet they worked very hard to ensure petitioner had never had proper and full access to good education, my lady. And I think as the mover, I would also like to congratulate her parents for not giving up on her. And again, I have another similarity with the petitioner. My father was also a technician in Seremban. So therefore, I know how much the parents would have struggled to educate the petitioner. So on that note, petitioner is very proud to have read law under the tutelage of Mr. Rishi, who is also doing a lot of counsel work. And although the COVID pandemic restricted her from pursuing legal aid duty, as pupils were exempted during this period, her master very kindly allowed her to deal with some of the LPQB related criminal files. So that gave her some exposure to some form of pro bono or legal aid work. So on that note, she is very grateful to him and her fellow colleagues at her firm, Rishi and Partners. She also like to thank her siblings. Her younger siblings are also reading respectively accountancy, and her younger brother who's reading computer science. So she like to thank them for their patience. And of course, the long list, my lady, but I'll just mention names very quickly in honor of the petitioner. Mr. Daljit and Mr. Joshua, Mr. Dixon Wong for his never-ending support and friendship, to Michelle and Xiang, Zoya, and all her other friends who have always been there supporting her all this while. My lady, I'm of the humble view that the petitioner is fit and proper person to be admitted to the bar, and I believe my learned friends from the respective authorities have no objection to her application as well. My lady, saya dengan ini memohon kepada Mahkamah yang Mulia agar petitioner ketujuh diterima masuk dan didaftarai sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Tiada bantahan ya, Arif?
Please, Peguam tiada bantahan yang Arif.
Tiada bantahan yang Arif.
Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan Pempetisyen dan menerima masuk Rachel Tam Ziwen sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya, dan juga memerintahkan nama Rachel Tam Ziwen dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Yang Arif, saya dengan ini memohon izin Yang Arif untuk membenarkan Pempetisyen ketujuh menjubahkan dirinya sendiri.
Persilakan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Congratulations.
Yang Arif, terima kasih, dan itu saja Yang Arif.
Dengan ini, saya menjemput Yang Arif Hakim untuk memberikan ucapan.
Encik Muhammad Farid, wakil daripada Jabatan Peguam Negara, Puan K. Selvi, wakil daripada Majlis Peguam, dan Encik Lau Ziken, wakil daripada KL Bar Committee. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya hormati semua. Izinkan saya meneruskan ucapan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris. Ladies and gentlemen, today must be a very happy day for all of you. The sun must be shining so bright outside there, notwithstanding the drizzle. It could be raining outside there, but I'm sure it's a happy day for all of you. Indeed, as it is an important and auspicious occasion for all of you who have been called to the Malaysian Bar and admitted as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya. Being called to the bar is the culmination of years of hard work, dedication and commitment on your part, not forgetting the sacrifice of your parents and your loved ones in supporting you emotionally and financially over the years. With this first step today, you are embarking on a long professional journey. The bar is a demanding profession. May I remind you that there will be many roadblocks and obstacles along the way. And in order to achieve success, apart from ability, strong determination and firm commitment are required. Through years of hard and dedicated work, you have achieved this milestone in your life. This is only the beginning, and there is a lot more to explore and acquire before you can call yourself a successful lawyer. Never lose sight of your destination. Long distance runners must have strength, courage, and stamina to complete the course. As the saying goes, lawyers never die, they only lose their appeal. As advocates and solicitors, you have a crucial role to play in maintaining the highest professional standards and in shaping the future of the Malaysian bar. It is the duty of the bar and the judiciary to uphold the rule of law. Strive not only to be a good lawyer, but an outstanding and respected one. There are many virtues and good practices to be followed at the bar to guide lawyers along their professional career. There are in existence, besides the Legal Profession Act, of course, the ethics and etiquette rules and bar council rulings. If you follow these rules and rulings, you will no doubt be kept to the straight path and will never have to face the wrath and agony of having to appear before the disciplinary board. Now, apart from the blueprints, you have the senior advocates and solicitors, such as your masters, your movers today, that you can take examples of what to do or perhaps not to be. Now, spend some time to witness how outstanding advocates and solicitors conduct their cases in court, as you will learn a lot from them. Remember always that you are an officer of the court, and it is your bounden duty to uphold the rule of law, good conscience and practices, and to act truly and reasonably at all times. Lawyers have a duty to the cause of justice itself. Lawyers must never suppress or distort the truth. Now, as a member of the bar, you have a responsibility to respect the court and the office of the judge, regardless of how incorrect you may feel was his or her judgment. You have also the duty to approach the fellow lawyers with respect. There must be a decorum. The legal profession, especially litigation for that matter, is not a war and even a game. It is designed to do real justice between opposing or contesting parties. Lawyers must not regard legal practice merely as a commercial venture. If this narrow motivation is not checked and allowed to spread, the profession will one day consist of members who are no different from the ordinary salesmen who sell goods, services for money's worth and nothing more. I trust that you will strive to achieve excellence in the performance of your obligations and duties at the bar. I believe that you will respect each other at the bar. Mutual respect must be earned and maintained. Respect is earned and not demanded. Congratulations to all of you and your parents, your family members, and your loved ones. Thank you.
Okey, diminta semua pihak bersedia untuk sesi bergambar.
Cik Afiq dah ready ke? BTM.
Was Tuan referring to me?
No, I'm referring to POJ.
Oh, sorry.
Cik Afiq. Ini sekarang.
Alright. BTM dari Cik Afiq. BTM BTM Putrajaya. Putrajaya BTM. Pihak dah bersedia, Yang Ahli Hakim dah ada. Putrajaya.
It's okay. It's okay.
BTM Putrajaya.
We'll just keep on smiling on the screen.
BTN Putrajaya. Kami dah bersedia, Yang Ahli Hakim dah ada. Ya, saya.
Thank you. That will be all, is it, for this session?
Yes, Arif.
Thank you.
Terima kasih Arif.
Okay, terima kasih kepada semua pihak. Boleh keluar daripada Zoom sekarang ya.
Terima kasih Puan.
Congratulations everyone.
Tahan.
Yang tuan lagi tu nanti saya buat. Tapi dalam message tu saya dah hantar.
Tapi tak dapat suntikan ni.
Apa lagi?
Tadi kan skrin tu memang besar kan?
Oh.
Sebab tadi macam memang gloss pun nampak besar-besar kan? Besar kan? Kenapa nak orang ikut kat dalam masa saya cakap dia cakap dari belakang tu je tak payah buka pintu cakap hari ni dia lebih kamar macam pendamping tak aku rasa. Masuk dalam kamar.